Welcome to Awakening You channel. If you appreciate what we do, please support us. Thank you. Dear sons and daughters of planet Earth, I am Sananda. I will never get tired of being very grateful, of being able to have this instrument for my voice, so that I can speak to many, so that I can continue to pass on my teachings. Today I'm going to talk about something very interesting too, illusion. What is illusion? In the meaning of the word, it is to believe in something that does not yet exist, it is to believe in something created by your mind, created by your fervor, created by your will, by your desire. I can say here that many people live deluded in many situations, always believing in that little world created, for that focus, in the way they want. Why do people deceive themselves? Why don't they like to see the truth? People like to live in a world that is perfect for them. So they don't want to see the truth, they don't want to see exactly what they are experiencing. So they create a fantasy, and for many, the fantasy becomes so real that they actually believe it happens. If someone challenges them, if someone confronts them about it, they will fight with all their might, claiming that it actually happens. Such is the illusion created in that context. The illusion could be said to be an escape. Yes, it is an escape. Escaping from facing problems, escaping from facing the truth. Today in your world, the vast majority live a great illusion, where no matter how much they realize that there is something wrong, that things are not fitting together, they claim that this world that is there is what they live in, and that is what it is, the true, there is no other world. And why do they think so? They think through fear, the fear of facing what they don't know, the fear of facing more suffering, beyond what they already have. So known suffering is acceptable, because the extent of the pain is already known. Now, open yourself up to more suffering, and these are so unknown that you won't know the extent of the pain. No, not that, this cannot be done. So it's better to live in an illusion, but in an illusion in a world in which I know what I live in which I know that I suffer, in what I will always have, than living in a world that I know nothing about, than opening myself up to the world that I don't know what will come. That's what the vast majority think today. Do not think that the entire planet is insensitive and without recognizing that something is changing. Everyone feels this, everyone recognizes that the planet is going through a moment of transformation, but they don't accept it. They prefer to continue living in a world created by them, where everything is known, where there are no surprises, not even good ones, but also no bad surprises. So they continue living in an illusion, they continue living in a world of fantasy, in a world of make-believe. Even though it's a painful world, an ugly world, a bad world. But all of this is already known, all of this has been experienced for a long time. Why risk changing? Why risk having more suffering? It's interesting how these people see reality. They never see reality as hope, as a world of light, as joy, as happiness, as loving moments, achievements, success. No, they just always see it as more negativity, as more suffering, as more bad experiences. So they isolate themselves inside their world of illusion. Can you condemn these people? I would say no. Condemning, judging, are not good feelings, so don't do it. If you are courageous people, who do not like illusion, who like to live the truth, and that you don't mind the lessons that lie ahead, you have already been through a lot and you have managed to see that in the world outside the illusion there are better things, there is an evolution, there is a new path, and you believed in it. And you opened up to the new, you opened up to everything you are experiencing. And even you, yes, many of you, do not find anything different from what you lived before. On the contrary, things seem to be getting worse every day. Living in a world of illusion is throwing everything under the rug. And that's what you did for a long time. All the inhabitants of this planet knew they were wrong, they knew that something wasn't working, but they chose to remain silent, they preferred to accommodate themselves, they preferred to collude with whoever was there, out of convenience, out of pure ego, because they were certain that there was no point in being just one person to change the whole. And you have accumulated a lot of dirt under the carpet over a long time. So today, this world that you, too, are awake, and open to experience whatever comes, is the way it is, exactly because the rugs were lifted. The masks are falling off, I can even say that they have all fallen off. Everything is very clear, very transparent, and everything that is appearing is not something new as many think and believe. Everything that is appearing was hidden, but it always existed, it was just there under the carpet. And the light arrived like a great whirlwind, which lifted all of this. He left, scattering everything that was on the floor and that hid so many ugly things, so many old things. And now you're having to deal with all this dirt and dust. And what is this dust, this dirt? Everything you generated, everything you condoned, everything you didn't want to face and threw under the carpet. So don't complain about having to live with all the dirt that is appearing. And then what happens to those who live in illusion? They withdraw more and more into their own little world. Because when they try to stick their heads out of that world and look this way, what do they see? Are they seeing hope? Are they seeing change? If they are negative people, on the contrary, they will see more suffering, they will see more pain. So quickly they retreat into that world of illusion and refuse to come outside, to come to the real world, to experience what you are experiencing. Every change generates discomfort, generates disorganization, mainly generates cleaning, generates panic for the new, generates fear for the unknown. Every change takes with it all existing feelings, from the most inferior to the most superior. So I can say that whoever does not live in the world of illusion, whoever lives the truth, moves along this line of feelings all the time. Sometimes you are sad, sometimes you are happy, sometimes you are thoughtful, sometimes you are doubtful, sometimes you are happy, sometimes you are certain, you travel along this line all the time. So, how can you point the finger at those who live in illusion? They don't have the courage of you, to walk back and forth. They want to live in the world that they know and that they are already conditioned to live in. So many ask themselves, why doesn't the rest of the planet wake up, doesn't wake up to this new world? Because they don't have the courage to let go of the suffering they already have, to take on other suffering. Because we cannot deny that when breaking the bubble of illusion, they will be faced with a lot that they will have to deal with. And it will bring, yes, changes, taking positions, sometimes suffering, but it will be for their good. But they don't want that, they want to stay where they are. So they don't cover so much, those who don't want to wake up. Do not often feel angry with those who do not awaken, they are not strong like you. And what will be the only way for them to awaken? When they discover that all that suffering they live in have lived for so long was imposed on them, it was pure manipulation, it was premeditated, it was organized, it was defined, without mercy and without mercy. In this case, the revolt will make them abandon everything. Because that will be the feeling, strong enough, for them to tear their curtains and come outside. So let's see the picture. You are still moving along the line of happiness and fear, all the time. How many are you? How many are awake today? A third of the planet? With great will we can reach that number. And the rest? When everyone wakes up and releases that mass of revolt, of hatred, how will you receive all that energy? If even you can't stay at the top of that line? So stop asking, why doesn't anything happen? Don't just think about yourself. Ah, I'm ready, why doesn't anything happen? Are you really ready? I agree that you no longer live in a bubble of illusion, but don't you walk that line, back and forth? Don't you have moments of anger? Don't you have moments of fear? Don't you ever have moments of sadness? Because only those who answer, never. But truthfully, I'm going to say here that it's really ready. And it has already been said here, those who are getting ready will not stay here, they can go, nothing will stop them. Oh, what will that be like? Each case will be different, to be analyzed. So don't find yourself thinking you're superior to the other 2/3 who are still in the bubble of illusion, but this bubble will soon be broken. What will become of the energy of this planet? What is the solution? Exactly why everything is being done with a lot of planning and with a lot of love. So that all these people, who are yet to awaken, who are yet to break through and leave this bubble, see the light at the end of the tunnel. No, a worse world than the one they lived in. We will have to give hope to all of them, we will have to bring the light to all of them. So that, no matter how much they rebel, they want to get out of that bubble of illusion, but not as a feeling of low vibration but with feelings of hope and faith, in a better world. So realize that the moment is delicate, the moment is not simply a snap of the fingers and everything will happen. Have patience. What we want is for everything to happen with the lowest possible rate of imbalance throughout the process. And that's what we're testing, and when we find the right spot, there will be nothing left to wait for, everything will happen. That's why we always say, don't get attached to dates, because dates are very variable throughout this process. All our action depends on decisions made by your own governments. If a government takes a decision contrary to what we want, rest assured, it delays the process significantly. But they have this power, and the people will follow what their ruler says. So the strategies are being changed every day, the ways of doing it change every second. And our goal is to reach a point of balance, where everything will happen as smoothly as possible. Do not regret leaving your bubbles of illusion, because you have advanced, you are closer to evolution than those who will come back there. You have already been through a lot, you have learned a lot, that whoever comes back there will have to learn the hard way. Because there won't be time for so much learning. And it will be at this moment that we will effectively separate the wheat from the chaff. And whoever has the conditions will rise. And whoever doesn't have it, won't stay on the planet. I hope you understand what we are trying to do and continue to trust. Nobody is standing still, we work all the time. I wish you could know 1/10 of what happens in a day, in 24 hours on your planet in our view. Maybe you would understand how difficult it is to make something have the highest percentage of success. But one day you will know, we just want you to stay confident. And avoid traveling on the negative side of that line as much as possible. Because those who have faith, those who have confidence, do not allow themselves to walk on the negative side of it.